I'm just saying that, like, that.
I can't believe that if you subscribe to Logan's Patreon, then you get rights to vote.
Yeah, you get the right to vote.
Oh wow!
In government elections,
So
Logan has the sole control over where you can vote in the upcoming election.
Exactly.
It's $4.99 a month. Or whatever it is.
Buy
for
your
a
right to
sub
vote.
token.
What's more American than that?
Voter fraud.
You know, a cheaper price than what a lot of people paid for the right to vote. So I guess if that's all it ever was, $3.99, $4.99 is not that bad.
Drew out here with the
some
good
people
takes.
sounded the alarm when Twitch bought all those voting machines, but but nobody listened to them.
No,
so
listen.
this is where we are.
We have a posture check from Rachel. Everybody sit up straight.
Here's
Stretch your neck.
slouching.
Relax out a little bit. So, hello everyone. Hello Rachel and whoever may be lurking in the chat right now. Oh yeah. Emily says hi, Drew.
Oh, hi, Emily.
That's my girlfriend.
Have you seen that connection, Drew?
I've seen it on Facebook.
Okay.
But I don't do anything on Facebook in terms of posting.
fair.
I just kind of scroll through the D&D stuff, and occasionally I see friends stuff. And it's like, oh, that's cool. But I haven't talked to y'all in forever, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, hey, that's cool. I know you two, and you're both.
If you
dating."
did,
Wow.
if you did, I would be like, wow, Drew commented on my post. 10 out of 10.
No, Drew, you have
First
to.
comment
Jacob,
in
why
years.
are you weeping?
Drew, you have to
Drew
do like
Senpai noticed me. Cries.
You have to do like a boomer though, and be like, I know you both. ... Cool. Period.
How interesting. And then you have to do like hyphen Drew.
Yeah. Or no, you post it in multiple comments, so it's just like comes off really threatening at first. Like, I know you both.
I know you both. ...
Very good.
Yeah.
Very cool. Next post. Hyphen. Drew.
Incredible.
Space. Period. Space.
Anyway, hey
5
everyone.
exclamation points. Hey everyone.
These people run our countries.
All right. Before we get down that rabbit hole, thank you
We're
everyone
down
for
it, baby.
being here. We started there.
Crawling out.
Clawing our way out. So this one shot was voted on by my Patreon supporters. Throughout the course of our Sharn Nights campaign, we had half a dozen or more one-shot ideas, as you typically do when running a campaign, and had my Patreon supporters vote on it with their immense voting rights. And it was almost unanimous, except for one person who voted for something else, that people wanted a Bob one-shot.
We're coming for you, dissenter.
We saw the results. We know who you are.
We know.
It was not anonymous.
We need to stop.
Stinky. So
This is why our playtime's only 2 hours.
This is why I planned.
Eternity later.
So I will get to that too in a minute, because I planned on this. I allotted goofing off time.
Good.
And so this one shot, which was originally named 21 Sharn Street, now has a subtitle: 21 Sharn Street: The Good, the Bob, and the Ugly. So this is our Bob one shot, suggesting emote Sir Zeph looking Angie. Interesting.
Everybody needs a toucan emote.
A toucan emote. I'll make a note of it and I'll see if I can make it happen. So that's the other thing. There's a whole list of things, actually. So this is the culmination of the Bob one-shot. It's going to be sort of a flashback session of sort of the turning point of Bob's career and life that led up to the Sharn Nights New Hires arc that we did, a little short 4 or so session arc, where they played some new characters. At the time, we know Bob as a middle-aged dad halfling wearing lots of khaki pants, probably the fantasy equivalent of New Balances, and just very dad all around, but with a massive revolver. But today we're going to see what Bob was like back in the day, about a decade or so before, and see what his life was like and what led him to become the retired cop divorcee, working as a private investigator and wearing a full khaki outfit. what was the nose? Keggings.
Yeah, it devolved into madness, and that's where we ended up. A man in his 40s jammed into a pair of khaki leggings.
I hate it here.
I see Rachel mentions the lawn tennis shoes.
That's
They the Grill Master +9s.
Yep, the Ian's tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Ian's tennis shoes.
Yeah, I believe I described them as New Balances, but I'm sure he
what I'm
has.
talking
I'm
about.
sure he has some of those too.
Yep.
Like those sneakers is with just like, with like a drawstring in the back. You know the ones I'm talking about, right?
You're talking about the things that are like slightly open.
Are you trying to
hate
find a
it here.
picture?
No.
Because I don't think I know what you're
I
talking
need a visual
about.
representation
we-
of this shoe.
We need a anyway. So on some more notes, if you like these one shots, if you like how goofy this is going to end up being, but also how poignant and sad it may end up being, subscribe to my Patreon. We can vote on some more one shots to do. I'll subscribe to my Patreon for access to the Discord, for some discounts on some upcoming things I'm going to be doing. For very fun D&D content related to streams and just standalone fun stuff. Behind the scenes stuff. For example, I posted a sneak peek at the layout for our next streamed campaign.
Looks sexy.
It is sexy.
Amazing.
So lots of fun stuff over there. And then, of course, as we keep doing more and more things here, there'll be more and more things over on the Patreon, all kind of linking together in a nice, beautiful relationship. Jacob said something earlier that I said I was gonna also had to talk about, and I forget what it was.
Some voting rights. Was that it?
I don't think that was it.
Yes. These are what I meant. These are what
Hey!
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Those are exactly what I meant. Thank you.
Great. Great. Love that.
Oh, the emote thing, the Surzev thing. So, there's been some updates to Twitch in the past few weeks, few months, to where now there's just a massive emote library at a streamer's disposal. So that way you can move emotes around a little bit easier, and also give your viewers more emotes to play around with. Right now, I just had the basic subscriber emotes, and I've now added on some bit emotes, but there's still plenty more slots where that came from. So feel free to suggest an emote based off past campaigns, past moments, characters that you might see. For example, we have one of the most iconic lines in the New Hires arc, the Bobby needs a win. That was a very good, iconic moment.
This isn't for you. This is for me.
This is for me. Bobby needs a win.
That clip fucking kills me just because everybody's Jacob immediately just like, I gotta go.
There was just something very visceral about that moment where I was just like, I think it's like equivalent to like when you see something, or probably like when the first time, like when Lin-Manuel Miranda was doing Hamilton the first time, and if someone heard it, they were like, wow, that's gonna be big. That's what I was experiencing, but it was like infinitely more sad.
Carson, the Lin-Manuel Miranda of Sharn Nights. I don't know how to feel about that, but okay.
Hopefully good.
Hopefully good. That's on par with Alan's thing of like me saying, yeah, you know, it's not enough to like kill him.
Enough for him to remember.
That one also kills me.
The editing on that one is what made it.
If you don't know what we're talking about, on my YouTube channel, which you can find a link on my page,
I'll link it. Hold on.
Thank you. We did a clip compilation of just our existing clips from the Sharn Nights campaign. It's like 8 minutes long, but totally worth it. I posted one on my social media. I posted 2 on social media, I think, so far. It just cracks me up every single time, and that's all that matters.
I've watched it several times, which feels vain
Yeah.
because it is.
Yeah, the little jingle that plays at the end, it's I don't know, it reaches a level of meta humor that really just tickles me funny bone.
I was literally about to say tickles something, but it's wow.
Just tickles
Anyway.
my fancy.
Tickles my willy.
So to get into this adventure, I'm not going to shout out the exact thing I pulled from for this quite yet, but I pulled from a supplement from the DM's Guild called Encounters in Sharn, because they're not full adventures, and they are also, but they're still, good, thorough encounters and content, and I figured that we would not have the time to do a full adventure because of who we are as people and players.
Whatever do you mean?
We'd have probably just enough time to do one of these encounters, and that's the whole section. So I will shout out that once we finish up, talk about it a little bit more, but just wanted to shout out that supplement. It's very good. So, I guess we'll start off with, before diving into the narrative of it, Carson, if you would, describe Bob. Talk about who Bob is in the present day. As we know him, Bob.
Bob Sprigbriar, as we know him. Bob is a gnome. A forest gnome specifically. He stands about 3.5 feet tall, around 45 pounds. He has kind of pale skin. He has your dad's face. Imagine your dad. That's his face.
I'd rather not.
Any dad, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Thank you. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
he has kind of dark brown hair that is beginning to gray at the edges. He is pretty much bald on top with a ring of hair closely cropped around his head, a round little head. He has a very bushy mustache that comes and spills out over his top lip and past his bottom lip. Yep. And just kind of like Wilfred Brimley style. Kind of like just shuffles when he talks or laughs. I don't think Wilfred Brimley laughs. But he has bright green and very kind of intelligent and kind eyes. He is a little bit on the chubbier side, and he looks to be human equivalent of about mid to late 40s, but he looks a little older, or perhaps than that. It's he is adorned as he typically is in a patterned polo tucked into khakis with a smart belt, and it's just not neatly pressed and pleated khakis. He's rocking some fucking New Balances with the white socks on the bottom. He's got a fanny pack fastened around his waist, and on a colder day you might see him wearing like a dad fashionable windbreaker, and he's just
You know the one.
yeah, he's just a jolly little fellow.
We just end the session there. That's all I need. I got my
Yeah.
fix.
Yeah, and he wears thick rimmed tortoise shell glasses. Is that it have like a fairly thick lens to correct for his vision, and which kind of magnifies his eyes to be even bigger than they are. So yeah, that's Bob.
And as was made canon in the New Hires arc, you're staying with a friend for the time being as you get back on your feet.
Oh my god.
You head to the Khalistan district of Lower Dura, where you and Spike, a bounty hunter famous in Lower Dura, share a one-room apartment with one window, a chair, ficus. He might have a plate at this point too. I don't remember.
Yeah. The plate and the ficus were definitely Bob's doing.
Definitely the cheapest
Spike,
place.
you can't keep living like this.
Knowing Spike from your final days as an officer, you kind of reconnected with him, finding out that he has one of the cheapest places, needing a place to stay. He offered for you to join him, and of course, you're sleeping in probably a sleeping bag on the floor.
Yeah, I was imagining it like either a sleeping bag or like a surplus military cot. You pushed in the corner. It's surrounded by like frayed cardboard boxes.
Eventually, in the evening, you and Spike are home at the same time. He's sitting in the one chair, and you're sitting on your cot that you probably got from the hallway that someone left out there.
No, I found a stool. Am sitting by the dumpster outside. It's missing one of the legs, so I kind of have to balance on it. But yeah.
Spike doesn't really eat or drink, but you still sort of go through the motions of sitting down and having a meal together. And for really Drew, Spike is a warforged with a cowboy aesthetic, former veteran of the last war. As he arrived in Sharn, didn't know what he wanted to be. And then he found a book called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and fell in love with the cowboy aesthetic. And I am not making that up. That is deadass what Xavier said, and I didn't make that connection until about 10 seconds ago. What a coincidence.
Well, you didn't even come up with a title. That was me.
Yeah, that was Jacob. It just all connects, yeah.
I didn't make that connection because I'm dumb.
It's just serendipity.
Synchronicity, baby.
But Spike is a notable bounty hunter in the area, and as you both are sitting, Spike probably fake eating, you sitting and eating, drinking with him, making conversation. He's talking about the case thus far with the house killer. You're talking about the case you just worked on with these like almost necromancer-like elves in the crypts of the city. And eventually, a bit of silence falls over your, awkward eating as you're balanced on a stool, trying not to spill some ramen in your lap.
Yeah, I definitely just like cup of noodle that I had to ask the person in the adjacent apartment to use their microwave to heat.
So sad.
Yeah. Just like a heavily dented can of grape soda.
This poor person.
It makes me, if you guys have played The Long Dark, you can gather and salvage a bunch of food, and depending on the quality, it'll be like banged up or rusty. But there's like cans of tuna and cans of soup. There's also cans of dog food, and the description for the dog food is it's better than starving, I guess.
Yeah. And Bob definitely bought this grape soda because they were like discounting it
because it was ugly.
Yeah, just the bin of just like damaged goods that he searched through. Yeah. The cup of noodles was also damaged.
Already unsealed.
Yeah. Yeah, the flavor packet's gone.
Anyway,
no bother.
So as you are sitting with Spike eating your cup noodle, a bit of silence falls over the two of you, and eventually Spike speaks up, says, Bob, really hope you don't mind me asking.
You can ask me anything, Spike.
God damn it, we're back.
I
We're
I-
friends.
you've talked about your ex-wife, Elaine, a few times, and
Yeah,
also.
Bob just kind of like uncomfortably scratches at his neck.
Well, maybe, I guess really, I knew you were an officer just a couple years ago. What happened? Yeah, you kind of referenced it, but not really talked too much about it.
Yeah. It was being an officer was a big part of my life, and for a long time, all I ever wanted to be, well, I mean, a venue towards what I wanted to do, which is solve mysteries and help people. But at some point, I saw all the ugliness beneath the surface, the corruption, the way they trample on the good and common working folk of Sharn on behalf of the rich and powerful. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of became disillusioned over years and years, but I mean, if I had to think back, maybe started 10 or so years ago.
Tell me more. Ripple fade. Funk music starts playing.
Don't know, don't. Don't know, don't.
I might actually have something for that. Let me see
Yeah.
here.
I'm gonna play this through my.
Bob pulls out his phone, plays that song.
No, Bob would pull out like a Zune or something. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
yeah,
iPod Shuffle.
Yeah, Bob definitely bought a Zune secondhand. All right, no, Bob bought a Zune back in the day, convinced it was gonna
The next
stick.
big thing, yeah.
And
Yeah.
he would always argue for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
We all
Yeah.
knew one of those people.
Mhm.
Yeah, but okay, so
I'm saying
yeah,
fades away. I'll take it for here for
Okay.
just a second.
go for it.
The
go
moment
for
we've all
it.
been waiting for. It's about a decade before the last war is still in the midst. Even the morning hasn't happened yet. The city is still a bit confused at everything that's going on and how it's going to turn out. People are getting shipped off to Sire. People are getting shipped off to Thrain to fight. And everyone is just uncertain and scared. Refugees are coming into the city. And some of the neighborhoods are beginning to pile up. But with that is a lot of unrest. People getting upset about people coming into the city. People getting skeptical about any kind of visitors. People wondering if the current leadership in all of the human nations is doing the right thing. And so the Sharn Watches the people who aren't being sent off to war are having to up their game a little bit. And one of the most stellar of the Sharn Watch officers that's really taken up a lot of the slack that's occurred because of people going off to war is Bob Sprigbriar. So, we zoom into a small group of 4 Sharn Watch officers on a fairly regular patrol around Upper Dura. First off, Carson, if you want to take it away with Bob.
Oh, you know I fucking do. So before you see Bob Sprigbriar, 10 years younger, a man in his, equivalent early to mid 30s. This is a man not beset by years of disillusionment, not beset by a divorce. This is a Bob Sprigbriar in his fucking prime. He stands before you, pudge gone, body of a tennis player. Fucking
tennis player.
yeah, or water polo.
A water
Just
polo.
sinewy,
It's low impact. It's good for my joints.
yeah, fucking sinewy muscle. He wears a nicely pressed and tailored Sharn Watch uniform, which don't know what it looks like, but he's wearing it. The shirt is unbuttoned as low as regulation will allow, and a gold chain dangles atop voluminous chest hair. Fucking atop Bob's head, gone are the years of baldness that have ravaged his head. There is a fucking sick ass mullet, curly hair just fly into the wind, and beyond him,
Is it a permed mullet? Like this
Yes.
kind of big ring?
yes,
Hell yeah.
in this moment it has become a permed mullet. Fucking sick ass aviators, a mustache that is like less kind of dad bushy and more like 80s hunk trimmed, and just big ass revolver on the hip and a cocksure expression across the face.
And this little badass gnome man strutting in front of his squad that he sort of manages on their patrols of the streets.
How tall is Bob?
Yeah, he's 3'7" now. He definitely shrunk with
shrunk.
age.
Okay, cool. That was important for me.
So accompanying Bob on his patrols on this fateful day, I don't know who to throw it to.
Let me go.
Jacob, who is accompanying Bob today?
So you see before you not a normal officer, but the one and only HR psychiatrist and coffee maker for this branch of the Sharn Watch. You see before you, standing at a mere 3 foot, you see, let me get my picture ready. I don't know if this is gonna. I gotta get this bit. I gotta get a link ready real quick. Hold on.
Thank you, Rachel. I was hoping for gasps.
You see before you a small coffee maker robot in a turtleneck sweater. And he just walking behind Bob lets out in a very deep baritone voice, just goes, "Thank you, Officer Sprigbriar, for allowing me to come with you on this ride along for your mandatory psych eval."
What would I know? What would I know this contraption's name to
I
be?
am Comfort Unit J03, but around the office you can just call me Joe. And I
How are
posted
you
a
gonna
picture.
Yeah, I just
I posted a
turned
picture
back-
of what it looks like.
turn
what Joe
back
looks
and
like.
say, "Anytime, Joe. Stick with me. I'll show you the real Shard."
As long as you're following all the protocols for how we treat the populace, Joe. I'm Joe. Sorry, you're Bob.
I'm Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Walking along next to Joe is probably a man's best friend in Sharn Watch. Accompanying Bob and Joe today is a Sharn Watch narcotics officer who can sniff out dragon's blood and
God.
all varieties
you
of
suck.
narcotics around the city. Travis, if you want to describe your character.
Okay. Yeah. So in front or beside Joe, you see a Tibetan Massive squeezed into a at a height of about like 29 inches, squeezed into a Sharn watch outfit, strutting beside the two of them with a pistol kind of tucked into the side of their outfit. And you know this Tibetan Mastiff to be named DOG.
Notorious DOG.
Yes. And he'll just say, "This is such a nice day."
So we have a little coffee Modron in a turtleneck.
You are a menace, Travis.
You have a coffee machine beside you. How are you going to be the menace?
Carson knew this was coming.
Yeah, I was prepared for the coffee machine.
A 2-foot dog in a police
I was
outfit.
not prepared for Police Academy Air Bud.
Wait, I'm just saying we're on Paw Patrol, bro.
Chase.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Incredible.
Dog in a police outfit, gun in a a talking dog within a police outfit and gun in a holster. And then finally, the youngest of the bunch, a new recruit to the Sharn Watch, a rookie, who they specifically paired up with the Sharn Watch's top tier officer. Drew, if you would like to describe your character.
So, standing before you is a person with very elegant features. You can definitely tell this is my first time ever that I may end up in a fight, depending on what we do. I kind of have the nose turn up to everybody mindset where you can tell just by my looks, a little cocky, a little arrogant. Dark black long hair with gray at the temples. Something that strikes a little odd, but then as you meet him, he says that he is a changeling, very in control of his features. Dressed in the uniform. Sorry, changing that out of my description. But, you know, lucky to be here. First real job.
First real job. When's our lunch break?
Hey, this is a union job, right?
Yeah, we have a union.
Oh, well, this is good. Oh, God.
You're all gonna pick up the voice. It's contagious.
I'm worming my way into your mind.
It's been incepted in there, but long ago.
Officer Julian, have you been exposed to any hazing rituals that I need to be aware of?
No one's mentioned any to me. Am I supposed to be?
No.
Of course not.
No, why would that be the case?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to
Yeah,
make sure
I
I'm
give a
fitting in.
knowing look to DOG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're gonna put this kid through the ringer later. And I just say, don't worry about it, kid. Stick with us, rookie, and you'll do just fine.
Hopefully I don't bring you down.
Hopefully.
He says it, but then like puts his aviators back on, so it's a little more
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I just imagine like my 3-foot robot just strapped into like a seatbelt and a sweater, and it's probably the cutest thing that ever existed.
Yeah. I think. Drew, what's your character's name?
My character's name is Julian.
Yeah, I think Julian is the only normal-sized person by human
Yep.
standards.
Yeah, I'm standing like an average like 5'10".
Yeah, the rest of it. This is short patrol.
Short patrol.
Quick, use Julian as cover.
Yeah.
They all stand on each other and hide
Yeah.
behind you. Oh man. So on this patrol, Bob, it's one like any other. But something that has been made has gotten your attention recently is that you've heard a few reportings of some pickpockets around this part of the city recently. And that's pretty normal for lower areas of the city, or even in Little Plains, but not in the upper city. So you're keeping sort of an extra vigilant eye out. And maybe it's...
What district are we in?
You are patrolling somewhere in Upper Dura. I have my book here that I did not have open properly. You are in the Highwater District, which is a slightly nicer residential district.
Cool. So we're walking, or are we in a sky coach?
I guess you can be in a sky coach.
Cool. We're cruising.
You're walking to your sky coach.
Yeah,
you,
we're walking to
your
the sky
cruiser.
coach. Yeah. See, in the cruiser, we can cover more ground.
I have like a little clipboard.
Yeah.
Officer Sprigbriar, how would you describe your relationship to your family at this current juncture? Have you been taking time to assess your work-life balance?
That seems a little personal for patrol, friend.
That's why I'm here, to assess your current mental state.
Yeah, as pertains to the job. Do you want to know about my relationship with my father right now, or what are we doing?
Is that an issue? Do you need to talk about it?
He was a domineering man who did not show emotion freely. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Does this affect your the current status of your life and how you treat your partner and children?
Bob just like tightens a little bit, and then he pulls out his chain, which has just a little jeweled thing on the bottom that says "Keep on Rockin'," and he just like clasps it in his hand. Anyways, he just keeps.
I lift my sweater. I pull out a mug from like my chest compartment, and I hand it to Bob, and was like, "Would you like some chamomile tea? You seem to be a little upset."
You have espresso? I'm not looking for sleepy time right now. We're on the job. The mean streets of Sharn.
Well, you know, too much caffeine can lead to irritability, and
yeah, I lean over to DOG and just like kind of make a gesture, just like this fucking guy.
Yeah, I've already on my third cup of coffee.
See, DOG,
caffeine abuse is a serious problem. Do we need to schedule
you know what
an
else
appointment
is a
with
serious
the
problem? Pickpockets.
That's
And
true.
whether you're searching for an out or whether you spot something sincerely,
75% of
Little
all officers
column A,
experience
little column
addiction.
B.
little column A, little column B, you see a small figure darting very quickly, running through the streets, weaving through people. And after a moment of sort of slowed down, hovering overhead, you see one of the pedestrians standing by the road.
What did you took over sessions? We just said you were a menace.
You see this little movement through the street, and then eventually you see someone raise up a fist and shake it in the air and point.
All right, fellas,
Nice.
we're a go. And I just start like with the grace of a trained athlete, just start zipping through the crowd.
Please be careful not to hit any bystanders. We want to
I'm
avoid
fucking
any
gone
unnecessary
already.
Weren't we on a sky coach?
Yeah, you're like hovering overhead trying to find like a...
Oh, we're in a sky coach?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought you just
we
like,
made it
jumped out.
to
You
the
made
sky
it to the
coach.
sky coach hovering overhead.
Cool. Yeah,
Um,
I fucking turn on the siren and I like readjust my glasses. I hit the radio, fucking kickstart my heart starts playing, and I just
Cut
take
to
off.
DOG in the back seat, like
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
hanging
I
over the
imagine
side.
this is definitely like. Okay, let's make a decision. Is this a modified Sky Coach to suit smaller people, or is this a small person Sky Coach that Julian is crammed into?
I love that idea.
I like the second
Yeah.
one.
Okay, yeah.
I-
Yeah, Julian at like Gorgug in fucking in
Yes.
fucking Fantasy High just has his head fully out the window.
Remember to observe all the street laws as we're driving. Just because we enforce the rules
Oh
doesn't
my
mean that we
goodness.
can break them.
We're not gonna be pulled over. We're cops, bro.
You know,
It's that kind of attitude that leads to police brutality, so we should probably be more careful.
It's your kind of attitude that
I
ruins the
turn
force.
the radio
I
up
really
louder.
like how much Joe cares about what we're doing here.
Yeah, I'm glad.
You're perfectly.
Well, our
like,
job is
brushed
to keep
hairs.
the peace.
It's like a dreadlock.
I get a
behind.
Marge Simpson when we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just pull out a pen and I just go, and I write that down. But I'm like
here's
holding the entire pen in my hand, like it's just like,
like a kindergartner.
yeah. Well, the pen is big and I'm small.
You
Is he
can't get a
Killian?
small pen.
Not with the police budget.
Yeah, please. But is this?
Why do you think I have this job? It's because all the humans are fighting the last war. They had to build a robot to do this. Why do you think I'm the coffee maker too?
You're probably not even getting paid for making coffee
No.
and doing your job. See, like
No, I'm a
That's what they're talking
robot.
they're
Nah,
they're
people
not
just
even
come
paying
and
us for
slam in a
extra.
pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fucked up.
Eventually, following, kind of hovering over the crowd, going fast, playing some obscenely loud dad rock over the radio. Eventually, you see the small figure duck down an alleyway, so you quickly skid to a park, probably not in the most optimal place, but now it's time for a foot chase.
Yeah, and I'm definitely doing that cop thing where you like buckle the seatbelt behind you. So I fucking like fling the door open, I combat roll out, and I start.
Before we
running.
leave, let's.
I'm gone.
Why
I'm
don't
gone.
Bob's-
Yeah, I jump out too. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm doing something mechanically helpful. You should wait.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, okay. You should wait. I will use my Peace Domain Cleric feature to give us all. I think it's a plus D4 to all ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls as long as we are together.
Oh,
And
together.
as I pull out as long as you are close, we are within 30 feet of each other,
Oh.
because we are all at peace. And so I will pull out a mug of. I will open my chest cavity and pull out a thing of coffee and be like, "Oh, the espresso you asked for, Officer Sprigbriar." And I pull us
Yeah.
each a little cup.
So,
And I'll, like-
I
I'll
do
pull
a
out a little
combat
nozzle
roll
and,
out with an espresso cup. Just like drink it in mid roll, and then like just toss it back, shattering against the car, and just go, "Thank you."
Well, I don't have an infinite amount of those mugs, but it's okay.
I feel like I'm used to this, so I just like lap up the coffee and then quickly jump out.
I just run. I will run behind like.
Yeah, I just fall behind, like, keep up, rookie.
Sets it down gently on like a box as you run fast.
That's so nice, Joe.
Joe's like trying to keep up. So with the added magical grace of this Creamerbot's espresso, how in the future, how does Bob describe this epic foot chase against your perp?
Oh, like, I think Bob maybe, like, I think at this point, he and Spike are sharing some drinks, and I think he maybe accidentally drank some of the Warforged alcohol. So like Bob, Bob is immediately like swaying a little bit, and so he definitely fucking like embellishes the shit out of it. Leaping in from. Oh, I forgot about. Would I technically have the New Balance of striding and springing. Would I have those 10 years ago?
Was Bob a New Balance guy at this time?
I mean, I think they'd be regulation shoes, but I feel like the Shard Watch would issue striding and springing shoes to their little boys,
To
They're
their
lo-
little boy.
to their little lads. Am I wrong?
Your coffee machine's also your therapist, so I don't know. Probably not.
I'm just throwing that
Okay,
out there.
cool.
This seems like a real cheap department. I don't know.
Yeah.
You have a dog for a sidekick, and you have a coffee bot for your.
Yeah, this is. I forgot.
therapist.
This is fantasy where police departments aren't massively overfunded. Cool.
They're paid like teachers in this universe.
Yeah, but
Shut up, Travis.
Bob describes it in the future, as just like, hey, you know, she's weaving through, like people, in this narrow walkway, and Bob is just like, you know, fucking baseball diving between people's legs. It's like, fully, careening over or like a metal trash can, and like at some point it leaping from the wall and like fully just is like step stoning across people's heads, just like sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's like the best choreographed action sequence that you could imagine.
And DOG, you're able to keep up fairly easily, doing the same dodging, weaving, just running between legs. But Joe and Julian... Joe, you're not really used to life out in the field. So if you'll make either an acrobatics or athletics check for me with your added d4.
I did not get the D4 out. Very sad. My cat is screaming at me. He is angry.
Meow.
There we go. That is a 21.
And Drew, if you'll do the same, athletics or acrobatics.
23.
23, 21. With the added magical grace of espresso, you managed to make some sharp turns and some quick maneuvers to avoid any kind of collision with, you know, a hanging clothesline, a little low-hanging flagpole, or even just a sharp turn that you might smash into something. Eventually, Bob, as you are flipping and just sliding through the streets and alleyways of Sharn, eventually you end up on a short bridge that connects two of the towers. And you see you're gaining up on your perp. And just as you start getting close enough, first you see that they're small, like you. But even smaller. Maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. And then as you get up toward them, they immediately stop and like cower, drop to the ground, dropping something in the process, and immediately yell out and say, "Oh, don't hurt me, please, please."
Bob kind of skids to a stop, and
Your companions go up behind
Yeah, just-
y'all's skirt.
yeah, and I look and see who stands before me.
You all look down at a halfling child, younger than 10 years old, older than 5, likely, very young, in kind of dressed in rags, like sort of that of a street urchin, dirty face, bare feet, and you see that their arms are full. In one hand looks like some kind of gear made of like bronze or copper. In another hand, what looks to be a coin purse. And for their size, it's weighing them down. And then they drop some kind of piece of paper on the ground in this process.
Whoa, 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 darling. No one's gonna hurt you. Can you come here?
And you see like this like little
I
girl.
get down on one knee.
It is a young girl, from what you can tell. But she's hesitant. Make a persuasion check for me, Bob.
Can I?
I will cast guidance on Bob,
Okay, cool.
handing Bob a cup of tea to offer to her.
Okay, I was also gonna do something, which, you know, give or take, lower the DC or advantage.
Sure.
Can I? Yeah, I'll gladly take the Toblerone. I take a
Toblerone?
Toblerone out from my pocket, and
So
take
warm.
the tea from Joe, and just go. It's all right. It's all right. You look hungry. Are you hungry?
Yeah, so make a persuasion check. Advantage.
Add a d4.
Guidance.
Two d4s.
2d4,
actually.
yeah, because of the fucking... You don't get it.
He's
All
domain
right.
cleric's very cool.
Yeah, this can be pretty good. Plus persuasion check.
Yep.
22. Or no, persuasion? 25. Sorry.
She looks up, and as you see that her sort of base needs overcome any kind of concerns for the moment, and she steps forward and kind of reaches out, grabs the Toblerone real quick, and the tea, and then as mouthful of chocolate smeared around her lips, says, "Not gonna arrest me, are you?"
No. We arrest bad guys. Are you a bad guy?
No.
You're
No,
far
then
too
why-
young to be arrested.
We arrest bad guys, and you're not a bad guy, so why would we arrest you?
And it is illegal to arrest children.
Thank you, Joe. Here,
Take solace in the rules.
okay. Question. Due to DOG's, I guess, sentience, would it be like weird for him to like lick her face and let her pet him?
I was
Am
thinking the
reading
same
too much
exact
into
thing.
this?
I was legitimately thinking the same thing. How weird is that? I don't know. I feel like that's fine.
Yeah.
Up to you.
I feel like
Are
it's
you
fine
still
as long
in
as I won't
nature
talk.
a dog?
Huh?
Or, like, is your nature still that of a dog, just one with sentience? That
Yeah.
seems like a thing a dog would do.
Are you Doug
This
from
is
Up?
what dogs do to comfort, lick.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'll beckon for DOG to come.
I feel like DOG's already kind of doing
Yeah.
that.
Like
Cool.
creeping
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my partner, DOG. He's very nice.
Yeah, he only bites bad guys, so
Exactly.
Watch
You
out.
want to pet him?
Very hesitant hearing Julian say he only bites bad guys. So she's like,
You are not a bad guy.
And he just goes like crazy.
"What's up, Daniel?" Oh, you're just in time. She pets a little bit, but then she stops and kind of droops her head. She says, I stole."
I know. All right. You know, some people steal because They're greedy. They're mean. And other people steal because they need to eat. Well, stealing isn't good, but
She immediately interrupts you, turns around, and runs back and scoops up that piece of paper she dropped, and tries to like crush it into one of her pockets, and then turns around.
it
May I
doesn't
have
make you a
that?
bad guy.
Yeah, Drew.
Oh, I'm gonna have to.
Oh no.
May I see that piece of paper, please?
No.
Could I trade you for it? Equal exchange.
Mm-mm, I need it.
Why do you need it?
Shopping list.
Shopping.
Do I
list.
believe that?
You believe it?
What are you
I do
shopping
not mean to
for?
be. I do not mean to be rude, but you are an urchin on the street. You have no money to buy groceries.
I give Joe a look like, come on, dude.
If you had money to buy groceries, you would not need to steal.
I continue like licking and then kind of lift a leg as like a I'm gonna pee on you, bitch, kind of like threat.
Yeah, and you definitely both like all pick up that she is not digging this turtleneck
Stealing is-
robot.
Stealing is wrong, though. I mean, aren't we here to enforce the law? That's what they taught me at the academy just before they broke me into this.
I put a tiny hand on Julian's, I guess, hip. I say, we're here to help people, rookie. We're here to stop the bad guys. That little girl looked like a bad guy.
She might not be the bad guy now, but if we just let her go,
Exactly.
we just let her go.
We're not
Who's to
going
guarantee
let-
that she'll get help?
That's a very good point. That's why we're not going to let her go. That's why we're going to get her the help she needs. And I just I turn back and I take off my jacket and I say, darling, you look cold and you still look pretty hungry. Would you like to come sit in a warm, comfy booth? Some hot food. Can you talk a little bit?
She kind of clutches that gear, which you imagine is maybe 6 inches across, but on her it's kind of big. She kind of takes a step back. She says, "I need to go."
Where do you need to go? I start pulling another Toblerone.
How many do you have? Make one more persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
Add that D4.
Okay. 17.
She sort of takes a second glance at the folks around you, mostly Joe and Julian.
I take off my mirrored shades to reveal my bright green kind eyes.
And she kind of like leans forward. She says, my brother's sick. And I need to," she gestures toward the gear, "I need to take this back so he can be helped."
Well, look, darling, that same invitation extends to your brother too. After we get him some medicine, of course. We
Can
can
bring him. If you bring him to us, I am trained in both medicine, both mental and physical.
Yeah, I kind of grit my teeth a little bit, and in a way of just like, I don't like that he's right. I just go, he is. He may not be.
I have all manners of herbal tea.
He may not be very nice, but if your brother's feeling sick, he can help him. Same with the OG and Julian here.
You can. I know I came off the wrong way, but you can trust us with the paper, and it seems whatever in that bag is important. We'll get you the help you need.
She sets the pouch down, clings like gold. She holds onto the gear, but she takes out the piece of paper that she wrote. She's like, it's just my shopping list, which I am going to send in our little chat here.
Please do.
That.
Let's see it. Okay.
Can we like do the math? What these things put together do?
First off, can we deduce pretty easily that this was not written by her?
It was written by her, but you could probably deduce that it was not her brain that came up with it. She was sort of told what to write.
Now, what do you need all this for?
She turns to Joe and leans in and says, do you know the Iron King?
Do I know the Iron King?
You do not. Then she follows up with saying, he's like you.
So he is an automaton.
Well, automaton. Automaton.
You got it.
He said he could help my brother. He's hurt too. He needs some pieces. He needs to be put back together. Once his body's put back together, he can help my brother.
Oh, so this is a deal of equal exchange. He helps you. You're with your brother if you help him.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah. But if you can help him too, I'm sure the Iron King would like all of your help.
Why don't you take us to him?
You got another sick friend, then why not?
I will give like a look as much as I can with like my small robot face. Like this sounds sketchy.
Yeah, I give the little girl like a comforting smile, and then I turn and look to the others, specifically the rookie, and just give him kind of a stern look, like, be prepared. This is it.
I prepare to assist in whatever manner you deem necessary, Sprigbriar.
Thank you, Joe.
Hi, Bart.
If this girl's gonna be bringing us there, shouldn't we just focus on getting her and her brother out first?
We will arrive and assess the situation. Now, you can lead us there, right?
She nods and she says, "You're not going to arrest me, right?"
You are not under arrest.
Holds up her little tiny child halfling pinky.
I hold up my little tiny adult halfling pinky.
I try to do that, but like I've got like a 3-fingered like hand.
A little
and I'm like,
lobster.
Yeah.
I've got my.
It's like a
normal
circular
human-sized
like
pinky. Don't wanna
it's like
cause
this. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have no pinky, but I promise.
Yeah.
I stick up my paw and I just go bah.
Yeah, I lock pinkies with her. and just shake my hand. And I say, we're making a deal, and we should probably be introduced right and proper now.
She turns her pinky hand into a handshake, a little tiny handshake. Says, Anna Tricky.
Anna Tricky.
Is
Pleasure
Tricky
to
your
meet
given
you.
name?
Yeah, I think.
That is a lovely name. Would you like some hot cocoa?
Yes. Can you
I-
imagine she's this, 1.5-foot child who's had 2 full Toblerones and is now about to have some hot chocolate.
I like vibrate a little bit, and then some steam shoots out the side of my head, and then I pull up the sweater again, and I pull out a mug of hot cocoa. And the mug that I pull out says, "I see you." Just like with a heart, like. "You're
Okay,
seen."
yeah, that's again very threatening up front.
It just says like "you're seen invalid" or something, like
Yeah.
a mug you would see in like a guidance counselor's office.
Yeah, this is like fucking
Yeah.
neural network guidance counselor.
And I hold out, and I
You
say,
are never alone.
I hold out the mug to her, and I go, "I apologize if the gaps in my programming led me to be less than kind. I am still learning to do my assigned function."
It's okay. It happens to the Iron King, too.
Well, Anna, I'm Officer Sprigbriar, but my friends call me Bob.
Are we friends?
I think so.
And with all the energy of a, 8-year-old, 9-year-old with so much chocolate in her system, she just starts running.
2 Toblerones.
Yeah, she just starts running. So you could either run, keep up with her, however far you're going, or try and run back, call her down to go get your
Yeah.
sky coach. Like,
I call after her real quick. I say, "Do you want to ride in my sky coach?"
she, she's like 100 feet away. Which John says, "Yeah."
Cool. Yeah. Cut to all of us. Like, it's definitely it definitely has those bench seats. So I have like her sat in the middle of the front seat. And with it just like DOG on one side, and then Joe and Julian in the back. And I just turn the radio to something, I guess, upbeat, but yeah, more like Wham.
Yeah, just Cocomelon.
Yeah.
I hate you, Travis. While we're driving, I want to ask, Officer Sprigbriar, or Bob, if I may call you that.
I suppose so.
What compels you to be an officer?
Well, growing up, I saw a lot of people that needed help and didn't get it. And I wanted to fix that when I grew up, from the time I was about her age. And I mean, if I'm being truthful, I also read a lot of those Nancy Drow novels. Nancy Drow will never die. Woo! And solving mysteries is passion of mine. So seemed like this was a good choice, after college. I had a promising career in water polo coming, but then I tore my rotator cuff, put out of action, and I saw an advertisement for the Sharn Watch, and they seemed an opportunity to do kind of work I'd always wanted to do. So here I am. And I turn to Anna and just give her kind of like, you know, a like mustache dad smile. Like,
Good.
Thank you for sharing. That will go in the report. You are passing so far, if you were worried.
everything's on the record with you, isn't it, Joe?
I have no choice. Everything is recording all the time.
You know what? It's in your nature, and who am I to question that?
Julian, if you will make an Arcana or a History check for me.
Certainly shall. And I get the bonus from the Piece Domain Cleric to that as well, right?
How long does that last?
10 minutes, so it's probably about to be done.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm not playing a halfling in this one, so that one hurts.
Oh, buddy.
And I got a 1 on the blessed.
Two.
So let's see.
That's
here.
cursed right there.
Arcana, that's 6.
So instead of giving you the information outright, I will give you some information. You can piece it together. Can maybe forward to some deductions. You notice that the list that Anna had handed over, it's all mechanical components. You recognize it a little bit, but the one component you mostly recognize is the alchemist's spark. It's a kind of an energy source. So it's definitely the components for something mechanical, like she said, for the body of something. But because of the pieces that are missing, you're not exactly sure what. Maybe a Warforged. Maybe because she did say, he's like you and gesture toward Joe. But you're not sure exactly what these components equal to.
So I'll pipe in with my stereotypical like apprentice at a trade job, just explaining the obvious. I think this list has something to do with I don't know, some sort of a machine.
Well done, rookie.
Yeah.
Well done.
The dog says, yeah.
Yeah.
I try to cover it up with a bark in the middle of the
Yeah. What about you, rookie? Why'd you join the force?
Well, it wasn't my first choice. I've been a performer most of my life. However, someone said, "Hey, you should join the guard. The watch, they've got these very nice benefits. A fine uniform, much better than the humble clothes I was able to afford, and dedicated meals, and as you said, the chance to help some people."
That's a good answer. What about you, DOG?
Hi, I can talk, by the way.
I just noticed.
Yeah,
Fuck!
This dog is
I was saying it to the girl, but it helps other people. I don't know. It gives me treats sometimes. It's a pretty simple life. I don't know. My owner joined the force. He died. I continue forth.
I reach over and scratch DOG on the head, and I pop open the glove compartment, and there's some treats in there.
Hell yeah, man.
So,
yeah.
As you proceed forward, you see that Anna's not really good at giving directions from the sky, but she does her best, leading you down deeper into the city, holding conversation with your fellow officers here. As you soar down, before we take a break, we peel back to the present moment. Knowing what Bob knows now, what would he sort of, how would he describe this sort of first meeting of Anna? What kind of feelings did it stir in Bob for this like small halfling child?
Yeah. An immense paternal nostalgia for kind of like a simpler time. That specifically an immense paternal nostalgia, yeah.
So I imagine any of the perceptive people at the time maybe notice Bob like stealing a glance or two and kind of just enjoying the moment for a second, coasting around the city. Little Anna in the passenger seat.
Just like thinking about, thinking about the conversations he's had with Elaine in the past about the possibility of kids and just, Bob's wanted kids. Elaine's not sure, or wonder if it's like the right time in their careers. There's all this kind of stuff, and like, as was just established as part of a bit, thinking back to his own, emotionally distant father, and just like thinking how he would do differently. I don't know. Just it's. I think there's. Bob is kind of lost in himself at that moment 10 years ago as he's driving, not knowing what is to come. I think for Bob in the future, he's trying to focus on that, but there is a twinge at the edge of his mind, knowing where this all ends up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, didn't think it'd get so sad so fast. All fun and games. And with that, we will take a quick toilet cat break. So put some toilet cat emotes in the chat, and we'll pick back up here and wherever Anna is leading you to, in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll be back shortly. Do. Okay. So I'm going to end up monologuing just a bit to give you guys a sort of vibe of the area you end up in the city. So for people who might not have watched too much in the past, any Sharn Nights at all, the city of Sharn, of course, is a magical city that's built vertically, that's traversed via bridges and flying air boats, elevators or spell-elevators, as we tend to call them. All varieties of magical travel around the city. And so rather than miles and miles of horizontal blocks, it's miles of vertical blocks and floors to towers.
Wait,
But
Sharn's layered?
Sharn's layered? Oh, Travis didn't know that for a long time, even though that was like that's the whole setting. It's called the City of Towers. It's a vertical thing.
Yeah.
But the way that the city is built, there's the main city, but then there's all sorts of stuff beneath the city. There's layers of sewers. There's a layer of a ruined city called Old Sharn. That's literally the old city with Sharn built on top of it. It's like New York was built on top of an older New York. That's just now a bunch of ruins underground.
Or like Ba Sing Se.
Exactly. But as you keep going down, there is a deeper portion of the city beneath all the sewers, beneath Old Sharn, called the Cogs. It is a cavernous area deep below the city that has lava pools and lava rivers running through it. And over time, the more industrious houses like House Cannith have since converted the cogs into an entire industrial level of the city full of factories and forges. Most people have never even been down to the cogs. There is a Sharn Watch area down there, or Sharn Watch force down there, mostly because there's it's such a vital portion of the city and the creation of everything in the city that it's worth protecting, even though it's probably the most miserable place in Sharn. And that's where you guys end up. Eventually, you of course can't necessarily fly down there, so you eventually have to disembark from your Sky Coach cruiser and start walking down deep into the caverns and tunnels beneath the city.
Would I know it to be like dangerous for Sharn Watch to show their faces or uniforms, badges down here?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. Because I remember in the present timeline, it's kind of like Dask controlled, but
Dask is in a portion that's actually like a little bit above the cogs.
oh, okay,
Called Kyber's Gate.
that's what it was. Kyber's
Yeah.
Gate.
But here, it's pretty normal to see Sharn Watch people walking around just to kind of keep everything running smoothly. Oh, excuse me. Kyber's Gate is even below the cogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you start walking through, everything seems to have this kind of dull reddish orange glow because of the various lava pools through here. And it's not in present time, where it's mostly inhabited by warforged people who have since taken up the sort of industrial jobs. Now it's a little bit of a mix. Still lots of warforged who have been retired from their service and repurposed to work in these factories and things like that. But it's a little more mixed down here now. And the entire way, Anna is leading you through like she knows every street and alleyway like the back of her hand. Eventually, crossing the many bridges over rivers of lava, passing all sorts of smoking factory fronts, you see two factories, separated by this smaller kind of gully canyon between them, where they seem to have been depositing all of their junk. As you approach, you see a large metal fence that wraps around this sort of gully between these two factories, and these mounds of scrap metal piled 20, 30, some of them 40, 50 feet high, and to the point where now there are piles forming outside of it. You look up as she's running up to it with no concern. You see that there's a sign over the entrance that's kind of hanging at an angle, very old and peeling, that just says "Keep Out." And she runs over to it and like waves. She says, "The Iron King's in here."
In here?
In here.
Okay.
And my brother. They're both in here.
Can you introduce us?
Yeah.
I look back to the others for a second and kind of just whisper, if this gets dangerous, prioritize the safety of the children. Okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I look
before
to
we go
each
in-
one and make sure they have respond in the affirmative, and I
So
nod
before,
to each of them before I turn back and just smile and
Julian's a little
Before we go
wide-eyed
in,
at the moment.
I want to pop out another thing of espresso and give us all our what is it called? It's called emboldening bond. So give that D4 again
hell yeah.
for the next 10
Does it
minutes.
work on? What does it work on?
It works on attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. But you can only add it once per turn.
Mm,
Once
okay.
per turn. Gotcha.
And what were you saying, Drew?
Oh, just describing Julian in the moment.
Yeah, go for it.
He definitely looks extremely in over his head, as this is his first big thing. And he goes, "Yeah, you're right. Prioritize the kids. Let the captain do the talking. Yeah, we got this."
Yeah, I like reach and like, hey, I try to I reach up to
Sir,
Julian's
yes?
shoulder, and just
Kinda
put
startles.
a reassuring, like, child-sized gnome hand on it, and like bring him down to my eye level, and I just say, "You got this.
Yeah, I got this.
You got this." Yeah, and then I just give him
I
a
have
little
got
like
this.
tap on the cheek and a wink, and I look to my fucking my go-to DOG over here, and just give him a look, like, "All right, partner, let's go." And then I give a respectful nod to Joe.
And you
So,
also.
yeah, and then I turn back to Anna, and I just go, "All right, on your lead."
And she leads you into this maze of a scrapyard. She leads you to the far backside. All the while, it's sort of getting deeper and deeper. The wall's getting higher as you descend into this ravine. And by the time the scrap starts to give way, you see a 6-foot tall, war-forged head. Just the head is 6 feet high. Obscenely big. No Warforged built that big. But as your eyes start to adjust, it's just a head. Or so you think. As you approach, it starts to adjust and move. It props itself up onto a single arm that ends in sort of this pincer, like construction equipment almost. And you see that
It's like one of Sid's toys from Toy Story 1.
Yeah. And it has only about half a torso, sort of stopping at the abdomen, and that's it. No legs, no second arm, nothing. But
Is
just
the torso proportional to the head?
Yeah, for what exists of it, yeah. As it sort of sits up, you see that Anna runs over to it and sort of like puts her hand on the massive pincer, and its eyes kind of flicker a little bit. You see they're all cracked, the metal a bit rusted around it. Who have you brought, dear Anna? They said they can help. They can help Max. How so? They have magic. And at this point in the present time, Spike chimes in. Whoa. Wait. Bob, aren't those your kids' names? Anna? Max?
Fucking tears rolling down, getting caught in the mustache.
What?
And then we cut back.
Yeah, Bob just is like nodding, and
And you look over, all of you see sort of this old rusted metal cot with a young boy on it, maybe 5 or 6, who has been sort of like bound to this bed, like a hospital bed. Looks a bit not there. You can kind of see some sweat around his face, a little bit pale, and kind of like twitching a little bit. The Iron King, as she calls him, he just kind of sits for a second and says, "Go check on your brother while I speak with them. And she nods and runs over to her brother at this hospital bed near the giant warforged.
May I will ask. May I look at him as well?
You say you can help. How?
I am a doctor.
So am I. I can help him. I just need a few extra parts first.
I am able-bodied. Allow me to examine him at least. I will not do anything without your permission.
It's a fever.
Allow me to look.
Can't do that.
Why can't you do that, Brandon?
Can't trust an officer.
Why not?
I am not an officer.
He's our coffee bot / therapist. / head of HR.
Many hats.
Yeah,
this one.
I look at this fucking monstrous robot and just go downsizing.
Sorry, I had to let Waffles out. The door was shut and he was angry.
I gotcha.
He readjusts a little bit. He says, I can take care of the boy. I just need some parts, that's all. I've got it handled.
You need some part. Well, my friend can take care of the boy now, and then we can talk about your parts. There's a sick child here, friend. You don't think that's pressing?
Kind of head creaks and churns, steam shoots out of all sorts of joints. Turns back. Can you get me my parts?
I would like. I did custom lineage, so follow my math here.
Custom lineage coffee robot, yeah.
Of course.
I would like to use Metamagic Adept, and I would like to subtle spell Healing Word on the boy.
The boy.
The boy.
Okay.
Max.
You do it subtly. No one picks up on it. But it doesn't do anything. He's still sweating and kind of wrestling against his bindings.
Oh, fuck.
But he asks if you all can get him his parts.
Is that the list you had Anna here looking for?
Yes, those are the missing pieces. Oh, and she walks over and lays the little gear nearby and then runs back.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily what the Sharn Watch was founded for. We're here to make sure people get helped, and
Well, I need help.
finding your list. What do you need it for?
I need to rebuild myself. If you help me, I can help you.
Now, what brought you here? You said rebuild. Something happened. What happened?
You can see the lights kind of flicker a bit. He starts to twitch a little bit. You're not who you say you are. You're spies.
No
Thrain.
spies here, friend. Just people wander to help.
Officer Sprigbriar appears that he is not well.
I can see that.
I can fix my. I just need. I can serve. Serve you. I can use my powers to serve you instead.
His programming is flawed. Children are in danger.
I
Sir,
can see that.
I'm not saying that like super loud. I'm whispering.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also whispering.
he says, I can serve you instead. And Julian says, well, who are you serving now?
The children. But I can serve you instead if you get me the parts.
And you see that Anna like looks over her shoulder, horrified.
No. Are you back from the front? Did this happen? This happened in the war? Look, there are smiths. There are artificers over at House Kenneth who'll fix you up.
You see that he kind of twitches at that. And says,
Kenneth, spies, traitors.
Kenneth are spies and traitors?
Yeah, yes.
I look back to the others as if to just be like, this guy's fucking crazy. Yeah. My face and look back. Look, nobody needs to serve anybody else. Nobody needs to get hurt. Just please, let us take the boy for some medical help. And we will put you in touch. We will get the people that you need to help you.
What's our
Oleg, when did
Oleg
you get
voice.
here?
Oleg swings in on a vine.
I know. What's what the
Right.
parts for? How would they even fix you?
You wouldn't find those parts in a delicious picnic basket.
My voices are all dead.
It's all
Picnic
done for.
basket.
It's all done for.
It's all done.
You see that a bit of steam starts to release more from his joints, glancing back and forth.
You work with the spies.
No spies.
You work with the spies.
And you see that the pincer hand sort of like lunges up in the air. His body like kind of falls to the ground, and so he's almost like just flat torso, head craned up at an angle with his arm like clawing around. And he starts smashing into the ground and starts shouting, "Spies! Spies!" And at this point ends up smashing some of the sort of rocky edges of the gully, causing this old metal wall to give way and sort of create this like awning that crashes over the kids in the hospital bed. And he starts flailing around, and I would like you four to roll initiative.
Wow.
Okay.
That was good.
Is
This is an ability check technically, so you can add a d4 to this.
Yes.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah.
That is a 23.
Okay.
So D4 plus the thing.
That's
plus that
stupid. This ability is stupid.
22.
thing. That's an 18.
I got a 25.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
I got a 19 plus 2 plus 4.
Jesus.
Ooh.
let me see. Joe, you said 25?
Yeah.
Terrible. Bob, what'd you get?
22.
DOG, what'd you get?
18.
And then Julian, what'd you get?
23.
And then what I'm going to do, if everyone just pardon for one moment, I'm going to send a link
Ooh.
Oh, no.
for
Oh,
an
okay.
Owlbear Rodeo.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's do it. Let me find some battle music. Yes.
Put on some funky battle music.
I'll
But
type that into
it.
Spotify.
Funky battle music.
Funky Baton Rouge? Funky Final Battle. Okay. You can't kill me. Okay.
Wait, where are you sending this link?
In our chat. It's my laptop is taking a hot minuet.
Minuet.
Minuet?
Pretty sure my cat just farted,
Oh,
Thank
no.
you for sharing.
Your cat is so
and it
gross.
smells bad.
Yep, thanks for
Thank you
sharing.
for sharing.
I'll be
You're
clicking
welcome.
on that thing.
Oleg joined the party. Donovan Damon joined the party. Arian joined the party.
Hell yeah.
I'm on my way. My computer
That
is
actually made me like
Yeah.
a little sad.
Yeah. What is this 16-year-old doing here?
Donovan would be like what is like it's like 20s or 30s. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody pretty young.
I don't think Oleg would actually be in the area at this point. 10 years ago? Probably not.
Where'd Oleg be?
Hmm?
Where would Oleg be?
Still back in his homeland, probably.
Oh,
Ooh.
fancy.
I don't think he's been in the area for that long.
Okay. I need to roll. Looks like everyone's there. Oh boy. Rad. Alrighty, is everyone in the thing?
Yeah.
Doodle. Feel free to sort of place your tokens where you would have stood for that in confrontation.
Well, that was not the thing I wanted. I do this every time.
Yeah. This isn't
Julian's
very
probably in the
funky.
back,
The tallest one of the bunch.
nervous.
Yeah.
I can't block the view for everybody either.
Bob's
Isn't that
definitely towards the front. He was leading that negotiation.
I'm standing next to Bob.
I can't. How do I grab things? I always forget how to grab things in this.
Little sidebar.
Use
with,
your
like,
hands.
The hand. There we go. Yeah, definitely. There we go.
And actually, I need to change that. And if you zoom in really close, there's a little child on that bed.
Aw. That's creepy.
Eerie.
Love that.
Love that for you. All right, so all of you 20s here. First up is going to be Joe, as this automaton, the Iron King, is smashing his big pincered arm around.
Cool. I'm going to twin spell Sanctuary on the children
Ooh, nice one.
as my bonus action.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice. And I will maintain good old concentration on that. Actually, no, that's not concentration. Big plays. I will twin spell that on the children, so that if they get attacked, they will. He will have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
And that only ends if they attack him,
Mhm.
which I don't think they're going to,
Unlikely to do.
because they are children. Uh,
Anna pulls out a shotgun.
and I will use my my regular action to cast Bless on. Well, actually, I can't cast 2 spells at once. Let's see. I think we're doing. Are we doing that rule?
Yeah.
You can't cast 2 spells. Oh,
Correct.
cool. Then I'll just cast. I will reach out and offer a small plastic cup shot glass of espresso to Bob, and I cast guidance on him.
Nice.
So you have
Cool.
2d4 to use on whatever you're trying to do.
Cool. I fucking as I'm whipping at Jolene, which for the uninitiated is my revolver, my specially made a custom revolver from its holster. I look over, in one swift motion, I take the espresso, knock it back, and offer Joe a nod of like genuine respect, and then steal myself.
And then I will hand you the little plastic cup of espresso, and I will say to you, I will look at you dead in the eyes, and I will say, "Be the hero you always needed when you were a child." And then I will run away. I will run towards the children.
Okay.
I will go this way. 3, 4, and I will stop right there as I'm heading over to the children.
When you do his extended reach, and you back out and away, you take a little AOP. Does a 17 hit?
Let me see. That exactly is my AC.
Damn.
You take 14 points of damage as the massive claw smashes down.
Ow, fieldwork is difficult. I rolled concentration, and I have maintained concentration.
Nice.
Well, actually, I'm not concentrating on that. I guess I'm concentrating on guidance,
Technically.
but I maintain guidance.
What does that take
And
you
I'm
down
still
to?
alive. Let me check.
At 14.
14.
Oh, awesome. Julian, it is your turn.
Julian is going to ponder his spell list. I've been trying.
Ooh, now we get to see what class Julian is.
If you looked at the chat, you would already know.
Ah, if I had any fucking cell reception in my classroom today, I would have.
So, Julian is going to pull out a little harmonica and start playing a discordant tone. And for the 3 of you, it just doesn't sit right. We've been listening to dad rock this entire time.
Oh,
This is just
absolutely.
everything away from what we've been listening to. And let's see, I'm casting a spell, and I just want to make sure, of course, and I will need you 3 to make a charisma saving throw as I begin to cast Bane on you.
On me? On us?
Correct.
What?
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
I failed. I very much failed.
As did I.
Wait, hold on a second. I have to check something. I do have proficiency in that. Let me roll. That is a nat 20.
Oh,
I'm going to
Alright.
use my cutting words to subtract that by 6.
Ooh.
This
So
is
that's a
amazing.
14 plus your.
An 18.
Oh, it's
That's
still
still
not
an
good enough.
18.
Nat 20 was painful. But the other two, you now have minus 1d4. I don't know how
Yeah.
we want to start ruling that because there's going to be a lot of d4 rollings. We just want to subtract.
I mean, it's gonna
d4s.
be like 3d4, but one of them is gonna be a minus.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
wait,
A
really?
fucking nightmare of a
what?
system.
Well, for right now, yeah. So basically, instead of the 2d4 bonus, will count as a 1d4 bonus, I guess.
Brute?
Et tu, brute.
Et tu, brute.
This is a twist. I'm loving this.
What else do
Okay,
you want to do,
alright.
Drew?
So, being just out of everybody's range, I say House Kenneth will have this war mind. And I step back a little further away.
You could have had it. Why are we fighting?
If it gets destroyed, that'll be bad. About to get to Bob, who has just been betrayed by his rookie partner.
Yeah. We back to the present for a moment. Bob just is like gritting his teeth and crushing his already dented grape soda can in his hands. It's like, that bastard.
Spike says, "That's fucked."
You know what? I typically don't like to use such charged language, but in this case, I will agree, Spike. It was pretty fucked. Back to the past.
Let me clip that. Pretty
That is fucked.
That's messed up.
Yeah, but I look back at Julian with a look of just like, no.
Well, I guess you could have used your guidance on your saving throw if you wanted to.
I rolled a 2. It was.
Oh yeah, that wasn't.
I
never
rolled a
mind.
1, so
That ain't gonna help you.
Yeah, it's not gonna help me.
The D4 ain't gonna do shit for that.
But I feel the offensive magic coalesce around me. But I fucking grit my teeth. I shake out my mullet, and I fucking start darting off for the kids. I'm going to. Can I? Is this like an open space? Can I interpose myself between?
They've sort of been blocked a little bit by sort of fallen metal, so they're not
I'm
in
pretty small though.
grave danger. At least they're not like visible to the Iron King.
I feel like
Okay,
the Bane and the Bless are like counteracting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can see they're
Yeah.
scared and horrified underneath.
Oh, I couldn't actually cast Bless on them.
Wait, why?
Well, because
You're
that was.
Oh,
rating.
that's right. That's right. You did.
No, it was I can only cast one spell per
Yeah,
turn, and
that's
I already did Sanctuary on the kids.
That's true. But is
That's a bit.
yeah is Max still strapped to the bed?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. With one hand I'm holding Jolene, with the other I pull out, I guess, a requisition, like a dagger or like sidearm knife, and I slash the restraints, and I just look at them with urgency, and yeah, I just go, run! I'll find you.
And they shall. On their turn.
I will call out to them.
Yeah.
We will protect you. It is our job.
And I also look at them and just go, Julian's a bad guy. Stay away from him. Run, and I'll find you. And then I turn back and fucking slip the dagger back into its sheath and bring both hands on the gun. And I'm going to use my bonus action, Insightful Fighting.
Ooh.
As a bonus action, I can make a Wisdom insight check against a creature you can see that isn't incapacitated, contested by the target's charisma deception check. If I succeed, I can use my sneak attack against that target, even if I don't have advantage on the attack roll.
Hell yeah.
The number you're trying to beat is a 16.
Okay. And
Remember, you got guidance.
I am rolling insight, but I do have Bane.
And I am going to use my cutting words to subtract a d6 from this.
Oh, you bastard.
It's not been your turn yet. You can't.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. God, that is
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't like being that guy, but I'll do
No,
it
no,
because
I
you did this to me,
appreciate
Drew.
No.
You
Okay.
made me this way.
That's a nat 17
Ooh.
plus 8.
Hell yeah.
I'll subtract a d4 from Bane. That is
And then
minus
add 2, or you get
3.
2d4.
Okay. Plus
You're fine.
plus 4.
You're
plus
fine, Carson.
4. Okay. Cool.
Stop it, he's already dead.
Yeah.
So
So
yes.
I fucking with a trained eye for detail. I look over and I quickly analyze how this thing is moving. It's jerky, it's jerky motions and spawned, and by clearly malfunctioning mechanical parts. It's gonna quickly assess how it moves, how it would move, and gain insight into the essentially how to take targeted shots at what would be its weak points.
And I'll give you a freebie here. I'll let you take a choice, sort of like a whatever that one monk homebrew is that Matt Mercer did. I'll give you the choice of learning its vulnerabilities, damage vulnerabilities, or damage resistances, damage immunities, or condition immunities. Since you rolled like a billion.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So vulnerabilities or immunities or condition immunities.
Yeah. Or its damage resistances.
Yeah. I'll say it's damage resistances.
Damage resistances. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical things that aren't adamantine. Non-magical attacks.
Am I firing adamantine rounds?
You are not. However,
Okay.
with your insightful fighting and your quick wits, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Mechanically, I think my action probably would have been slashing, object interaction, putting dagger back in, bonus action taken up. I'll hold my reaction when I get fucking pummeled. But beyond that, I think I'm done.
As you back out and quickly analyze the Iron King, you glance up and you see that it was sort of stationed beneath this sort of piece of roof that it used as like an awning to protect itself from any kind of elements or, literally anything. Basically a little makeshift shelter. And you see that there's junk piled on it too. But it's also only being held up by just a few chains. That if you broke those chains, you could dump a shitload of scrap onto it and potentially distract it long enough to get out. Or at least get the kids out. But on initiative count 20, it's going to start slamming its arm around again.
Holy crap.
And
Everybody got good initiative to this. Holy crap.
I think it's just a lair action.
it sure is just a
Oh,
little
yeah,
action.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it hasn't even reached its turn yet.
Nope.
It'd be
true,
great.
true.
And unfortunately, the three of you are within its range for this.
Oh, delightful.
So let's see here. Bob. Ooh, that's a natural 18 to hit, so I assume that hits.
Yeah.
Joe. That's a natural 2, so that's going to miss. And DOG. DOG does a 17 hit.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Um,
Is it in danger of hitting the kids?
No.
Okay.
They'll be safe.
You'd have to make a wisdom saving throw if it was.
Yeah. Bob and DOG, if I can get you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Plus a d4.
Plus a d4.
Nat
These
19.
domain clerics are rad.
Okay.
Nat 19. Do I need to roll
Oh,
my
no,
d4?
that's fine. No, you're fine.
Nat 18.
You're fine too. So as it hits you, it sort of does this big sweeping motion as it starts swinging its arm around like a wrecking ball, and it nearly knocks you off your feet, but it doesn't. However, you still take the damage for it. Bob, that's 12.
Okay.
And DOG, that is 6.
Okay.
Now it's the kid's turn. They're going to skirt away. Anna, carrying her brother, will make it to about there, dodging behind the scrap heap the best that she can. And now it is the actual Iron King's turn.
What the fuck? He rolled what?
Oh, I skipped you, DOG.
Oh, okay.
You were supposed to go after the lair action. So go ahead and take your turn, Travis.
A big cry. All right. Is the pile beside me like? Is the I can't the ones 2 beside me? Can I just go over those, or 2 below me? Sorry.
Yes, but they're difficult terrain.
Okay.
Basically, if you like walk through sort of the edge of a pile, it'll be difficult terrain. You just can't walk straight through it because of it's a high pile.
Okay. So then I'm going to this is gonna be weird. I'm gonna bonus action transform for
Okay.
with lycanthrope. So I'm basically just gonna become more feral. I'm just gonna like my shoulders are gonna kind of puff out a little bit. My neck's gonna go through the top of my shirt, and the uniform is gonna start ripping, and like the normal kind of you can see where they kind of got stitched up. Yes, yeah, and he's gonna just puff up a little bit, and his teeth are gonna get a little bit longer. So that's gonna be the hybrid transformation for the lycanthrope blood hunter. And I guess technically, since I didn't actually do this, I'm going to action shift. So I'm going to gain the 6 temporary hit points. So he's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until he's about like 4 feet tall.
Wow.
As a dog on his like legs.
Oh, so he's like a giant, like dire wolf, like.
Yeah, he just keeps on growing and growing. So I gained 4 temporary or 6 temporary hit points.
Oh my god.
And also technically now I am transformed. And for my movement, I'm going to get very mad at this.
Very mad.
So that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. I'll just kind of menacingly stare at Julian, in my more transformed
Menacingly.
force thing. Yeah, that thing.
The Iron King wheels its massive arm up into the air, its head clicking and hissing as it turns around to either side. All the joints and gears and tubes basically just grinding against one another because he
Cool.
is...
Can I try to goad it into hitting me?
Ooh.
Can I just say like, hit me, you son of a bitch?
Do you want to use your reaction to do that?
No, no, I don't. I want to use my reaction to uncanny dodge when it hits me.
I got your back. Do it. I got your back. I'm gonna heal you.
Okay, cool. I'll fucking use my reaction. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want my compatriots to get hit.
Make an intimidation check.
Okay. Intimidation. 2 plus 2d4. Minus 1d4. Okay. So that's 4
What
and
nonsense.
4. Okay. So that's 14. 16 minus 1d4 minus 1. Okay, 15.
15. That is good enough. The Iron King wheels around, its massive eyes that are probably, you know, 1.5 to 2 feet across, look at you and just bellow, Thrain spy, and smashes its arm down. 16 to hit, Bob?
Yep. AC 15.
Don't worry, I got your back.
Yeah, if Bob dies, we got a lot of problems.
We got a little bit of a plot hole.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob in the future, his eyes grow black.
Spike's like, Bob, you've been dead for 10 years.
Oh,
You've gotta forgive yourself, Spike. You weren't there.
Yeah.
It's really just Julian. It's really just Julian as Bob this whole time.
Oh God!
Julian's
Oh
been
God!
very fucking
Julian felt guilty and went and played Bob for the rest of Bob's life. Oh Jesus, that's dark.
I'll do it again.
So, Bob, with the knowledge of foresight in your favor, the they're equal. Each attack is 14 hit points.
Okay. So 28 hit
One of them was a nat 20, but ended up being the same.
Okay. That it takes me down to 10 HP. Okay.
That's its whole last turn.
Yeah, fucking Bob, clearly with like a broken nose and a few cracked ribs, just blood smeared across, as like dripping from his mustache, as dripping from his perfectly permed hair, fucking leaps to his feet one more, and just say, "You can't knock me down."
Joe, it is your turn.
Okay, so for my action, I will use my Channel Divinity Balm of Peace, and I can move up to my speed 30 feet without provoking any attacks of opportunity. And every person I pass within 5 feet of, they get 2d6 plus my Wisdom modifier and healing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Is that
come
just
by
is
Bob.
that baked into the one that you already did, or is that a totally different thing?
That's a whole different thing. That wasn't my Channel Divinity before; it was just a class feature.
Oh. Damn.
So
He's
I
coming to
go
stop.
forward, and I will touch Bob on his shoulder, and as I'm healing him in that brief moment, I will say, "The Force needs more like you, Bob Sprigbriar. You will not die this day." And you get that is 2 6s. So
All right.
that is 16 points of healing to you, Bob
15
Sprigbriar.
HP back. Yeah, I amending my earlier thing. Same thing. I get to my feet with the help of Joe. I just look at him with genuine admiration for the first time, and I spit out some blood and maybe like a little bit of broken tooth, and I just say, "Thank you."
And I move over here to the children, and they can also get 2d6, but they're not hurt. I don't know if that's going to help anything, but they technically get 2d6.
Word.
But then, to finish my turn, I will cast Let's see. I will cast. Let's see. I will cast Shield of Faith on Bob Sprigbriar.
Nice.
Hey,
Give
baby,
you
love to see it.
You now smell like
Uh,
coffee.
As I release the aroma of coffee, which emboldens your defenses.
Nice.
Love to see it. Love to see
Love
it.
to see it. Julian,
Well,
you have a big, massive dog running at you now.
I've got a big, massive dog, and I need to check some ranges.
Yeah, check those ranges.
Check those
Aha.
ranges. I dare
Check
you.
those
So, this time,
Raider.
his harmonica, he starts playing a baleful tune that begins to drift on the winds, and you feel heaviness across your eyes, and I cast sleep at 2nd level.
On who?
At a point that, if I can I ping in Al Rodeo?
I don't know. You can laser. I don't know if you can ping.
There is a spot right about 1 knight's piece up to the left from where you just lasered.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right there, 1 down. I can get all 3 of them.
Oh my god, really?
Yep.
Well,
No.
I can't fall asleep because I'm a robot.
A robot.
Joe, my mortal enemy.
I'm on so
I-
much coffee. I don't see how I.
Magic. Oh, that's a lot of 8s, and I need 1 more.
Oh
Oh.
fuck.
So let's see.
No, do gnomes have a magic thing?
Dude,
I don't know
That is
exactly what it
49 hit points, and it starts from
49.
whoever is in the lowest.
Okay, well, it's definitely Bob, I'm assuming.
Not anymore.
Bob has 26 HP right now.
Yeah.
So
I
that
have...
drops it down to 23. And does anybody
Cool.
have fewer than 23 hit points?
No. Not I.
I do, but I'm also.
Oh, but you're
I can't-
immune
I'm-
to sleep.
I'm a
Yeah, let me
robot.
see.
Then,
So-
Bob, you are asleep,
I'm incapable. of sleep.
incapacitated on the ground.
Sweet.
Cool.
You have a? Is there any gnome shit for that?
I'm looking. I don't think so.
Yeah, it says doesn't require a save. I don't believe so.
It doesn't. It's just the hit points thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Undead and creatures immune to being charmed aren't affected by the spell.
I'm thinking of elves.
Oh,
Yeah,
elves
so
have the
um
magical sleeping.
so Joe, you whip around and see Bob start to stagger on his feet and collapse onto the ground.
Damn.
Julian, anything else?
So
Anything else,
Julian,
Julian?
Julian would know. Oh wait, no, I already cast the spell. Never mind. I'm gonna use my bonus action to use a bardic inspiration die on the war machine.
Oh, shit.
Fucking bards. I swear to God.
Hey, I only use my power for good.
I'm
Yeah.
an evil bard. Music is bad.
Music is
Are you from that footloose town?
Footloose. Yes. No dancing. Only singing.
Footloose. We're gonna
At church.
sin.
So Bob,
Mhm.
you in the present time, Spike goes, "Oh, so that's why you left. Was this like the first time you've heard about the Sharn Watch being paid off and not being trustworthy?"
Look, I mean, I'd heard tale of isolated incidents before. You know, desperate or greedy cops who'd been on the take. And then the houses, Dragonmark houses, or Boromar or the Dask. This is more than that. Personal betrayal, of course. This ran all the way to the top.
Anything else, Julian? That was the end of your turn. Anything else?
Oh
Drew?
yes, Scott. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Does anything happen at the end of a turn, Drew, for sleep? I don't remember off the top of my head.
Nope. Someone has to take an action to wake up Bob, or I believe Bob has to take damage. Is the
Oh,
other
Bob
thing.
will take damage.
Yeah, Bob's gonna get his fucking skull taken by this big machine.
Yeah, that's action. Bonus action.
The as the layer action for the Iron King, he is going to like look down at Bob, look around at everyone who's running away, but then also you see that his eyes start to flicker a bit, and you notice that he's kind of like watching the spells flying back and forth. Ah, enough of this! And there's this pulse that comes from this massive Warforged skull. And every spell, every magical effect, so even the channel divinities, and Travis, what is your lycanthrope shifter thing?
Hybrid transformation?
Because with the lycanthrope thing that you did, that's from your class.
Yeah.
So that technically ends too. But you're still shifted because of your shifter race. But your class feature, because it's like magical, will end too.
Is it magical?
I assume it's a magical effect because it's part of your.
I mean,
class.
it's kind of like rage. It's not a magical effect. You just the lycanthropy thing for Blood Hunter. It's just a thing.
Oh, I thought it was a magical thing.
Mm-mm. No, I'm technically my curse is technically
I
taking
think it's
over.
like an alchemical infusion into the blood.
Yeah, it's not like
Okay.
a.
Thank you for clarifying.
I
So
mean,
that was
that's
still
like a
fine.
up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So Bob snaps awake.
Yeah.
The various
I imagine Bob was never like fully
fully
asleep,
yeah.
but he was just like trying so hard and like sunk to the ground, like fighting against the heaviness of his eyelids. But as this pulse, rings out across, he just like, powers through the caffeine shoots through his veins, and he pushes himself up, blood dripping from his nose down the front, and hunched over from his broken ribs, just determined to see this through.
And now DOG.
Okay, so DOG is going to use a bonus action to Crimson Right. And so he's gonna sacrifice. He's gonna kind of bite down on his lip.
Chew on his own paws a little bit.
And, yeah, he's just gonna bite down a little bit. Take 1 point of damage. And is now going to. You're gonna see his claws light up with lightning. As he comes down and slashes down on Julian.
That sounds scary. You definitely have piddly little static shock claws, not giant lightning claws. Please use some cutting words.
Okay. Well,
What's that mean?
you're cutting words and okay.
Yes, I can use
Okay.
my reaction to do so.
Okay, cool. So does a 16 hit then?
Bob's.
A 16 would hit. However,
Okay.
-4 is a 12.
Oh no, I was doing plus. I rolled a 17 plus 5,
Oh.
and you said -4.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be then.
Only an
18.
does
Yeah.
hit. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So that'll be a 1d6
Lightning dog.
plus 4 plus
Sometimes
lightning
I live.
damage.
Get stuck on my teeth.
So that'll be 12 points of damage.
Concentration. I got above a 10. So.
Dope. And so you just see lightning slash across what?
Is Bane gone? Bane is gone, right?
Yeah, Bane would be gone too.
Everything's gone.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
I don't have to anyway. All the spells
fine.
are already gone.
Cool. Yeah, so that's my turn. As I slash
Lightning
across.
dog.
Lightning dog.
Lightning dog. Okay. Lightning DOG. The little orphans gonna keep running.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Easy little orphans, yeah.
Hiding
We love
behind all
that. We
the
love it.
hiding behind all the scrap. There. Oh, actually, no, that was right. Halfway, because all that difficult terrain. Iron King's gonna do what the Iron King does.
Is it the Iron King's turn?
Yeah.
All the way down at the bottom after the orphans. Bob, one is a 14 to hit
That will not hit.
and a 16 to hit.
I assume the
The faith is gone, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Does it lose my bardic inspiration?
16 would hit anyway.
Well, for the one that missed, that was a 14.
Damn it.
Ooh. Good question.
Drew, why are you being this way?
Is Bardic Inspiration magical? I assume it's magical.
I would
Yes,
assume
it's.
so.
I think that
I think it's
before
magical.
when we've been in games, it's technically magical.
Magic.
I think that it's been ruled as being magical
Oh.
before.
You're using the mechanics I love against me.
I must.
I respect it. Even if I hate it.
Nothing worse than a player character as an enemy.
So Bob, that's gonna be 9 points.
Okay, and this is the thing's turn.
Yes, the thing's turn.
Cool. I will uncanny dodge
Okay,
that.
for 4.
Are we 4 points?
Yep. And then back up to Joe. Kids are
All
making
right,
their escape. Spells have ended.
I will kind of sense that the magic has been ended and see the kids are making their way out and there's nothing really. I will kind of deduce that there's no reason Julian nor the Iron King will try to do anything to them, and the Iron King cannot reach them anyway.
Yep.
So I will how tall is this like scrap next to us?
50 feet.
50 feet high? And like how does it kind of like start right like where Bob is, like where on the map, is that where like the pile starts?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
And that's kind of why you can kind of skirt around the edges a little bit. It's a little bit lower, but
Okay. Let's see. I will come up next to Bob, kind of back him up.
back him up.
And so this is like where I'm at is kind of like the bottom of this pile. Correct.
Yes. Correct.
Cool. Could I do I have an angle on Julian?
Yeah.
Cool. I'd like to cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level.
Ouch.
Oh my god.
That is going to be a 24 to hit.
Ooh.
I started a prediction in the Twitch chat of if Julian will survive.
Oh, where do I put my vote against me?
You should see a little
So-
predict thing up there.
That's so 5d6. So that's
You
6.
essentially bet tings to make predictions.
10. This is not looking good for you so far. 14.
This is not looking good for you.
19. 25 points of radiant damage.
Baby.
All right. So we're playing with like massive damage rules, right? It's just like.
So I I will get next to Bob, kind of like look at him and nod in a robot way to reassure him, like, I am here to help you. And then I will turn, see DOG dealing with Julian, and my hand will kind of like fold into itself and then make a little like faucet, a little spigot, and it will just shoot I will turn and it will just shoot a very condensed thing of coffee, just in a little almost like
Scalding
air,
hot
like
coffee.
water bullet, just like, and it will go right past DOG's head and just
It's scald.
hit Julian right in the head and just scald and kind of like light up almost like molten lava.
You'll never change again, changeling.
And then I turn to Bob and I go, I abhor violence, but such is necessary in our line of work.
I just kind of go like, and cough out some more blood.
So Drew, how you looking?
Oh no, I'm dead. I have 21 maximum hit points.
Oh no.
Okay,
So you immediately
you're conscious.
you blast into the rock. There's now a Julian-shaped indention into the stone. You peel away and land on the ground in front of DOG.
Let's see, do I have anything that I can do as a bonus action?
Oh no, Julian. That was a really big hit. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Dude, guiding. Listen, cleric spells.
Posture check.
Cleric spells are insane.
Thank you, Andy.
Mhm.
So if there's nothing else,
I will kind of just stand next to Bob, prepared to help him with whatever he chooses to do next, because I do not have anything that is. I don't think I have any cantrips that are a bonus action, because those don't really exist.
okay. So Julian, if you will make a death save.
Shit.
T-posing. Julian rolls a nat 20. No.
Oh no! 20! Oh fuck!
Yeah, so I'm at 1 hit point.
You pop up, and I think we've said in the past that's not like that's just at the start of your turn. So Julian,
You're
do you
lit
do?
up like
What am I gonna do?
you're
I'm
still
gonna
lit up
bonus
like a
action.
Christmas tree.
Definitely, I'm gonna heal some of these scalds by bonus actioning healing word at 2nd level.
Don't worry, DOG, you still have advantage.
I know.
Finish him.
+3. I get 16 hit points back.
Oh hell yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
Alright, so 17. I'm gonna.
Wait, how?
So it's 4d4. Oh no, I rolled too many d4s. It's 2d4. Oops.
I was like, that's crazy.
No, that was way too good. However, I do get 10 points. I rolled a 4 and a 3.
Hell yeah. Nice.
That was my bad.
Travis cheering on.
I went at 2nd level. And I was
Listen,
like,
I don't check math. I don't check math unless you're actively trying to kill me.
I'm not. I mean, I'm actively trying to make you lose, potentially killing you, but I want to do it.
I'm
the right
like
way.
I'm like Logan. I only check math if people are in danger.
I'm like, I'm quite sure of that.
Let's see. I always confuse dissonant whispers and vicious mockery. Vicious mockery is what I can use. It's a cantrip. I am going to mock Joe. That's weak stuff. If you really want to energize somebody, play him a sick tune like me.
Is that a wisdom saving throw?
Jeez, I should know my spells.
Very
better.
weak.
Wayne's World. Vicious mockery. It is a wisdom saving throw.
I don't know why I'm checking this. I know I'm okay. That's let's see. What's my saving throw proficiencies? It's like a wisdom. I know it's wisdom is one of them. Let's see. A 24.
Oh yeah, you're good.
I go. Music from a traitor means nothing to me.
Oh.
So now I make a wisdom saving.
I fail. I am sad.
Okay, so Drew, you've got your movement left. You can have to stand up. Or have to stop T-posing.
No. Oh, I can't even run anywhere useful. I will still run closer towards the big guy.
Oh.
Oh.
Moving here. Though,
Oh, you
no,
got
that's an attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity on advantage.
Oh God! You
Don't
have
fuck
the
this up,
guidance.
Travis.
Well, when Julian
Okay.
plays himself.
Okay. Okay.
He did
So that's
just
gonna-
die and then come back to life.
That's gonna be a 17 to hit.
You hit.
I think you do have cutting words right now, don't you?
No, I had used my final bardic inspiration
Oh.
on the big guy, but then he
Oh.
dispelled it himself.
Oh no.
He dispelled himself. Checkmate. You dispelled yourself.
That's gonna be a 4, a 4, and a 3. So that's enough. That's 11.
Yeah, I'm back down. He trips along the way, lightning to the back.
That bounces off all the metal in the air. Bob, you have Joe by your side, Iron King in front of you, and the precariously set up awning overhead.
Yeah, I fucking aim Jolene at that chain. Just to make
Okay.
sure, I'm gonna bonus action aim,
Okay,
and I'm gonna take a shot.
go for it.
And I have a cool line if it hits. Okay. 19 and 8. I'm gonna take the 19.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should take the 8. That's a
yeah,
joke.
plus 6, so 25.
That's definitely going to hit. Roll damage for Jolene. And
Do I get sneak attack?
I'll let you have some sneak attack.
Cool.
Because you had
The
advantage.
chain never saw it
The
coming.
chain never saw it coming. You're hitting the chain right in its spleen.
Oh man, these D6s are killing it. There's 3 5s plus a 9 on the D10. Okay. So, yeah. That's 24.
Oh.
24 plus 3. 27 points of damage.
Holy crap.
I didn't realize that the battle map was in the bottom corner. That's cool as shit.
That is really cool.
You are sitting with Spike, cup noodle empty, grape soda can crushed on the floor, but you're reaching this pinnacle moment of this fight. Because you rolled so much damage, Carson, how does Bob tell the story of this one shot that clips through the chain, ricochets off the metal wall, and clips through 2 other chains, which is more than half of the ones that are supporting it, causing it to collapse down on top of the Iron King?
Okay. So Bob, in the present, drunk accidentally off of his...
shot Jolene
drunk accidentally off of this Warforged alcohol. And he says, there I was. Broken ribs, broken nose, blood all running down. Staggering there, so I tried to help myself aloft. Still blinking sleep from my eyes, from the magic. I betrayed her as person I once called friend. I look up. I aim Jolene. I can see the chains swaying, swaying, swaying. I take a deep breath. Fucking hurts. You take a deep breath with broken ribs? I'm sorry, you haven't, but excuse my language, but it fucking hurts. I don't even know what happened, really. Time seemed to slow down. You can see the rhythm of the chains. Almost as though they were swaying along with Kickstart My Heart. And I saw them in that one moment approaching alignment. And I braced my finger on the trigger. And Spike, buddy, you want to know what I said?
Oh, something badass, please.
I wish it had been badass. I don't know. Maybe I could have said something like, I don't know. I don't even know. Something like those action stars do. You know, in the pictures, which exist in our world.
Oh yeah, the moving pictures.
Yeah.
The picture man, yeah.
I just looked up this thing and I couldn't feel anything but pity. I just said, I'm sorry. I pulled the trigger.
The first chain snaps, bullet, and it echoes throughout the scrapyard. It clips through the next two chains, and the entire awning starts to tip down. The other two rusted chains eventually give way to the weight, snaps. The entire awning with all of its scrap falls down onto the Iron King. He's not under it permanently. His one arm starts to flail around and start grabbing at some of the scrap, trying to free himself. But it buys you all a moment to try and escape, if you
Cool.
so wish.
Are we still in initiative?
I guess, we'll finish out, with DOG's turn. As you turn around, Julian now on the ground, unconscious, harmonica in his mouth. He's breathing. It's the chord playing every exhale. DOG, is there anything in particular you want to do as you see the Iron King is subdued?
As the Iron King is subdued, I'm gonna go up to Julian, grab them by like the neck slash, like the just the back of the shirt
His long black hair.
and long black hair, and just drag him towards the exit.
Okay. Joe and Bob, is there anything you want to do in particular?
I will cast Spare the Dying on Julian so he does not pass away, so we can take him into custody. But other than that, I will just make sure the children are all right.
Yeah. I will holster Jolene and make a beeline for the kids.
Okay. So, before we get to sort of the conclusion of the story, because this wasn't the whole story, we'll take a little break, compose ourselves, take a little toilet cat break, and then we will hear the remainder of the story from Carson about what this means, because Spike does sort of interrupt the end of this encounter, and he says, "What? I asked you about how you left the watch, and I guess about Elaine. And these are kids. What?"
I'm getting to that.
So we will take a little break here and come back to hear the remainder of the story.
stick around. Fucking knows. Oh.
Got the dramatic music playing. So, to sort of cap off this venture, you all return back to the Dagger Watch garrison in Upper Dura. Bob, you meet with your boss, your commander.
Does the Sharnwatch work on kind of similar structure where there would be like precinct captains
Yes.
and then like an overall city commissioner?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And the commander at the Daggerwatch garrison is Commander Halamar, a halfling man. Commander Leon Halamar.
Man, Halamar.
You and your fellow officers and with the unconscious Julian return to this garrison to meet with your commander, also with the kids in tow. You explain what happened, you turn Julian over, and your commander says, like, they'll take it from there. But sort of to get a little wobbly, timey-wimey, as that passes on to your commander and the three of you sort of return to your normal jobs. Joe, you return to making coffee and finishing up the psych reports on Bob. Dog, you return to... DOG, you return to... sniffing out some drugs, going back onto the narcotics cases and narcotics patrols. And Bob, you maybe take a little time off to make sure that these kids are taken care of. But in short order, just a few days later, you don't hear anything else about Julian. You start asking around. And you even start checking some files, because there must be a case open. You talk to HR, you talk to internal affairs. Julian just kind of disappears. And then a little time passes, and rumor has it that his release was signed off. His bail paid for, and that was the end of it. No real trial, no real case, nothing. But, Bob, what does the rest of your sort of career and life look like after this event?
After this event, okay.
These two orphan kids kind of bounce around a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think, like, in social services, I make it very much a point to visit them, especially as Max is recovering, and afterwards, as I inquire constantly about their well-being. You know, I talk to Elaine about... I, like, broach the subject very lightly at first, but then, like, eventually I introduce them, and it's a success, and for the first time in a while, I see Elaine light up, and it feels like, you know, all the strife that came from me, you know, not being around, being at the precinct all the time, cracking cases, that was all in the past. And for a while it was. For a while. But the cracks, they never went away. You plaster over them. But in time, they peek through again. And as I learned about Julian, and I feel like I eventually, like, kept making a stink about this to the point that I was drawn into a meeting with both my captain and the commissioner. At which point they gave me kind of the cliff notes of it. The Iron King was a failed creation of House Cannith in the course of their efforts for the state in creating war machines. And it would be a great embarrassment for a powerful and great house of the city if this information were to come to public knowledge. It would be a hit to public morale, to the war effort, and basically from the top down, people wanted this kept quiet. And they essentially appealed to my sense of patriotism, to my sense of duty, and offered to grease the wheels in terms of adoption. And Bob, going against his moral compass and his better instinct and all that drove him to originally take this job, agrees for family, for country, for city. But it never leaves him. It continues to eat away at him in the pit of his stomach, in the back of his mind. He stops applying himself to his job as much. And moves off the track to detective. Essentially becomes beat cop, then desk jockey. And he puts his heart into parenting. He really does. But that parenting and marriage are two very different things. And eventually the cracks grow too deep, the rift too wide, and Elaine asks for a divorce. Which brings us to the present. Bob Sprigbriar, once hotshot detective of the Sharn Watch, sitting now on his little cot that he has dragged into the center of the room, talking to his friend Spike. Yeah. Heard that bastard Julian. Heard they reassigned him. He's a captain now. Been upper Dura or something. Had connections.
And in true Spike fashion, he puts a hand on Bob's shoulder.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. He says, "You want me to kill him?"
Oh my god.
Bob fucking chuckles like a. Says, "No, I don't want you to kill him. Maybe a little bit, but not really. I mean, in the end, what would that do? One less corrupt cop on the streets, 1,000 more to take his place. No, oh, what I want you to do, Spike, you know, the lawyers are still working things out, but, I have the kids this weekend. You want to come with us? You were gonna go to the aquarium. Have you ever been to the aquarium? It's a excuse my language. It's a hell of a place. It's water, big tanks everywhere, and coral all about, and
Coral.
fish. Coral. Yeah,
Spike says, "Sorry, I can't go. We have to go to a party."
yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be so fucking tragic. Yeah, fish and all sorts of weird creatures swimming about, and little plaques to tell you all about them, and they love you. You know, they call you Uncle Spike. You know, I mean, especially Anna. Anna's to the age where, I'm just dorky dad.
Yeah.
You're cool Uncle Spike. Iron Hunter. If you came, it'd make the weekend. And
Really, it's just
I don't want to turn this into a combative thing, but I want them to have way more fun during this than anything Elaine takes them to. That may be petty. But I don't know. I mean, it's every other weekend, Spike. I gotta do something.
He hands still on her shoulder, tips his cowboy hat. We'll make it happen.
I clasp my tiny hand on his big metal one. I just say, "Thank you, friend. Thank you."
And then we'll pan out of this little one-bedroom apartment, across the city of Sharn, and we'll end the one-shot there. Carson bringing tears to my eyes. That
Carson making me glad I failed.
yeah, right. And
you would have made these children double orphans.
double orphans. And Drew, I don't know if you ever saw the end of the campaign, but Spike ended up dying.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's why.
No wonder that was so emotional.
That's why it's even worse. Like, you know.
And it was like, we gotta go to a party. How tragic! I was like, oh god, what happened to the
That's
party?
where it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Was this right before that?
Yeah.
It would have probably been
basically, yeah.
before. No, I guess like if we're doing continuity, it would have been before we went to the basement with the giant frog.
Before Karvak.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I once made a little joke of Spike being like, "All right, I need to go into standby mode. We got to fake Varian's death tomorrow." That's about when that would have been.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, what? Oh man, but thank you, Carson. Ooh.
Thank you.
All
Thank
that
you for
Bob
allowing
lore.
this very silly character that I made on the whim of, hey, aren't dads funny? Thank you for allowing him this space.
Yeah, he
This
deserved
story.
it. And I knew that this one shot was gonna be like goofy and sad, but man, that really we were at either end of that spectrum.
Yeah.
Freaking talking dog and a coffee robot therapist from HR.
You passed your HR. You passed your check, by the way.
Cool. Thank you.
I'd like to think also that like after a while, Joe was like, "Man, this isn't fulfilling," and so he just opened a coffee shop. And so like now he owns like
Oh, hell
he
yeah.
has like a coffee chain in Sharn. So like the couple times we went to get coffee in Sharn, we probably went to
Yeah,
like Joe's
saw
shop.
him.
Yeah, like the little kid who called him himself Wolf something.
Oh yeah, Wolf Killer.
Wolf Killer, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, his family-owned coffee shop was about to be acquired by the mega conglomerate
And then
Coffee Joe.
Joe steps in and says, "You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
All that cop money." So yes, thank you guys, and big shout out to the Encounters in Sharn supplement. This one was actually King of the Heap that I sort of repurposed because I was reading through them because I figured that they would be short enough, and by God, it was. It was exactly short enough for this.
Yeah. If we'd had to plan this, we would have been up until 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
no. But one of the beautiful things that sort of sparked a lot of this was whenever I was reading through it, and I saw that there were 2 orphan kids. And I remember in the last time, like we talked about Bob, like on stream, you had said that he had like 2 kids. I think it was during the final After Dark that he had 2 kids. One was older, one was kind of in his teens, like taking him to the arcade, the older daughter. And I was like, yeah, it all started like coming together. And I was like, this is going to be terribly sad. I think you're
And it
muted,
was.
Carson.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
But I saw that and I was like, now we got to do it. Like all the rest were like about like, like heists and murders and stuff. And I was like, no, this can be tied in very tragically. We've got to do it.
Yeah, and it was.
And especially planning it. Yep, Bobby needs a win. Bobby got a win, and then Bobby lost.
But at
for a
what
while.
cost?
Yeah. Bobby won at a cost.
1 win, 99 consecutive losses afterwards.
But they remember the win.
You know what? Bobby keeps on fighting, baby.
He
I
gets
didn't
back
hear
up.
Seen
about
that meme from Kingdom Hearts 1 that's just like, man, now the score is 1-97.
That's basically it. And big thanks to both Drew and Carson for being like in unique positions for this thing. It was different.
It was awesome getting the chance, because like I feel as though that's something everyone wants to do at some point. Like,
Little PvP?
betray the party, not just PvP, but
betray,
like
yeah.
narrative betrayal, and get to do that. And after what is it, almost 15 years of playing now, this is the first time I've ever been able to do that. So that was awesome.
It's
Yeah.
hard to do. Like,
Oh, definitely, because
it's
like
so hard.
I knew this was part of an established story, so I didn't want to like rip open the plot. That's no fun. But it was very nice having that goal. Thank you so much for putting that together.
Yeah. Thank you, Logan, for putting that together. Thank you, Drew, for playing that character. I was
Juicy.
Yeah, I was.
Mhm.
I had envisioned either a like partner death or a partner betrayal, and I'm
Mhm.
very glad it happened.
And that's just again, it's one of those things that comes together because Carson had sort of mentioned like he kind of wanted a vein through this, and this is after I had already decided like what we were doing, but then he had mentioned like, yeah, I want to kind of I want to touch on like the corruption in the Sharn Watch, and then Drew was like, yeah, I want to play a changeling, and I was like, all right, and so it all just kind of like came together
With the
very
criminal
nicely.
background.
Yeah, it all came together very nicely. Oh man. Oh gosh, I would love to keep talking about it. But the biggest thank you to my Patreon supporters who voted on this one shot.
You're welcome.
It's going down in the books. That was a good one. No Milkman.
Yeah,
sorry.
fuck you, Alan.
I didn't come up with a good enough.
We love you, Alan, but this,
Crazy enough character.
sometimes you want a little sour, sometimes you want a little sweet.
I don't ever want sour milk.
Well, Drew, we all have different sensibilities.
Oh my god. Big thank you to everyone, all of you guys, my Patreon supporters. This video will be up on YouTube very soon. I may do a Bob cut and do some clips of the different like little like just little Bob moments and little like maybe the ending Bob monologue. So that way we can cry in our spare time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, nobody does that.
yeah. I want that projected at my funeral.
This
Just
was
be-
Bob's peak, now this is Carson's peak.
Yeah,
Playing
just
Bob.
the open casket, be laying there, and then my silly little voice just going, "Oh, I'm a little man."
They've got you cosplayed as Bob. You're finally tired.
Oh no.
Put a fake
please don't.
mustache on you and like,
Yeah.
oh
Really, what we don't know is that that's really what Carson's peak look is gonna be when he's 40.
Yeah, he's gonna time it out just right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, but yes, thank you to everyone. If you like these one shots, we're gonna hopefully do some more in the future. Whenever we need a break from future campaigns, we want to throw something together. If you want to determine what those are, we have so many in the backlog that we want to do, but you can vote on those as my Patreon supporters. So tune in for that. There's also plenty of other D&D stuff on my Patreon things, and all the VODs will be up on YouTube. It's already very late. We almost ended right on time. That was almost golden. That's the first time that's ever happened. But so thank you to everyone. Bob got his win, and we will not see you same Sharn time, same Sharn place.
But we will see you the Dale after tomorrow.
We will see you the Dale after tomorrow.
You're fucking right.
Good night, everybody.
Wait, what day?
So that
Is the secret still?
it's not a secret. I switched it over to the stream ending and then back to.
Oh, hello again.
Hey.
What day? What day are we starting that?
Oh gosh,
that
let me
thing
look
that
at
I just
the
said?
previous Discord.
It's I know what day it is. It's December 6th.
December 6th. Same Sharn time. Nope. Different. Nope.
Dale Place.
Same
Dale, yeah.
This is really falling apart. Yeah, we're starting our Icewind Dale Frostmaiden campaign. For people who did not understand any of that.
Which is everyone.
We are starting
Besides
that
us.
on December 6th. Also, same Monday, 8 p.m. New characters, new everything. It's going to be loads of fun.
Same dumb shit.
Not as heavy intrigue stuff, so that'll be well, there's more room for some play. It'll be fun.
You're gonna love it.
I guess that's it for
we
tonight.
guarantee it.
Now our ending's all off. So we'll see you, everyone. Say it, Jacob.
The Dale after tomorrow.
Good night, baby.
Don't